because I'm like, they were more concerned about what the retaliation may be because of who child that was. They was more
Mm-hmm.
concerned about a war that could have
Mm-hmm.
taken place. So instead of them come talk to me, my husband, my kids, Santino W. They didn't do any of that. So what they did was, hey, they did a roll call, and
Mm-hmm.
we got this dead on, right? Like moments after it happened. When by the time we made it from the hospital, your house is on high alert.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. I mean, it was police at every corner. They wasn't protecting us.
Mm-hmm.
You
Of
know,
course.
Of
they if
course
they
not.
was, my daughter be alive today. They was on every corner. I mean, for weeks and weeks they was all the way to after she was buried. They was posted at down the street at the park, facing this way, facing this direction, all in the alleys. Where they should have been in the first
Right.
place,
Mm-hmm.
See, and
but they
that's the
wasn't.
thing. Right.
But they put us on high alert. Yeah, okay, but this, a gangster's daughter. So we have no idea what's gonna come behind that. I thank God, my husband. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
I thank God. Every day
Yeah.
he didn't go that route. He could have,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me, he allowed me. He wanted me. I want my day in court.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm. That's
it,
right.
it could have been an easy win for me.
Yeah.
It could have. I could have
Mm-hmm.
made a whole lot of mothers cry. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just being honest, because I was just that angry and I was just that mad.
I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
But they didn't come. They don't do no leg work. They don't investigate. I look at shows, that I couldn't look at before. I look at them now just to try to get a
Study.
a, a thing of like first 48, and they be
Mm-hmm.
on it. I'm like, and I know it's not all that. They can't script that like that. They might edit some
Mm-hmm.
things and cut some things out that they cannot show, but they don't edit that stuff, and they go and they dig and they look and they call, and then it's our community.
Yep. That part.
Yep.
The snitches get stitches or what the fuck ever. But
That
guess what?
part.
It was my daughter today, your son the next day, and it
Mhm.
can be yours tomorrow. Ain't nobody exempt. Nobody exempt.
Nowadays.
And it's been
Mm-hmm.
many before, many after her. Nobody's exempt
Hmm.
from this. So don't come to me with a bullshit
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
talking about some peaceful this and you gonna be okay, or no, okay, because when your ass gotta go down to the morgue or the county to identify your loved
Identify.
one,
Mm.
That
then
part.
you tell me. When you
And
gotta
that
drop one in
feeling.
the ground,
Ooh,
you gotta drop one in the ground, you tell me.
That
and
part.
that's a feeling. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even wish it on my enemy.
I
I
said the
don't.
same thing.
I don't. I wouldn't wish that to see that. Like it was like I had an out of body experience. Like, and then me,
Yeah, you do.
like your body do something to
Mhm.
you, but cause I was raised to be so, you leave your emotions at the door.
Mhm. Yes.
So I have to carry myself. People worry more about me than I know. And that's,
Mhm.
and I'm thankful, but I don't wish it on my enemies. And that's why I
I
say
don't
I have to
even.
stay prayed up. And I came to your daughter's funeral, and that was something. My condolences,
I
even
know,
though it
Fred.
happened
We go
then.
way back.
Yeah, but still, like that right there, and to see you how you was, I didn't even know what to do.
And to
I ain't
be
gonna lie,
honest, I
I
can't
don't even
hardly
think you
remember
knew
a
where you
thing
was
that
at.
happened that day.
You
And
didn't, because
I'm
you
about to tell you,
didn't.
I can't hardly remember. I see pictures, I see videos because it was being
Mm-mm.
documented and everything. But
Mm-mm.
I can't hardly remember
Man.
anything that happened that day unless I see it or read about it.
Well, I was there. and I was to witness it.
I don't remember.
I
People
would
say you
never.
saw me, you talked to me, you gave.
No,
I can't.
I didn't even come near you
I didn't see
because
no. I can't remember
Yeah.
seeing hardly anybody, not even my own parents, the sister siblings. And
you
I
was
was
out
there,
of it.
but I wasn't there.
It was the out
You
of body
know, because
experience. It
it's
was.
some. It was something. It was something. You know, I saw my baby the day before. You know,
Mhm.
but that last time, those three
Mhm.
hours, that's your last time. You only get 3 hours.
Hmm.
3 hours. 10, 11, 11 to 12. Then y'all get out of there. Gotta go on to that cemetery unless you go pay overtime.
Yeah.
So that's all you get. So that
Mm.
time that went by so fast.
Hmm. Mm.
I was like, I was stunned and I was shocked, And that night, like you said, you had the out of body experience. I had
Yes.
mine. When I had mine, I fainted down there on the
I don't
corner.
know. For some reason that I don't know. For some reason that I don't know. For some reason that day I don't know. For some reason that day felt weird, and it just didn't seem right.
Sorry, y'all. I
That's
hit the
okay.
button.
That's okay, Fred.
That's okay.
I hit the
I ain't
button.
hit the.
I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry. But a lot of people didn't see the previous episode, Plum. So
Go
I wanted
ahead, do
them
your thing,
um,
Fred.
to see
This is my
Ashley
way of
experience.
sharing Ashley's story.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I didn't mean to be rude.
It just didn't
You
seem
know
right. It
better
wasn't
than that,
nothing to
Fred.
do, so I just came in the house. I had just came in the house, and all I know is I just heard shots, and all I hear is my mom like, "Them some gunshots." And next thing you know, like everybody was just banging down our door. Muffin had been shot. Muffin been shot. And I just ran. I didn't expect to see her laying the way she was. And all I could do was just go to her and just try to wake her up. I'm like, wake up, baby, wake up, baby. And she woke up, she opened her eyes, and she looked at me, and she just closed them. And I knew she was gone.
Mm.
We're very family oriented. Everything we do together. We support each other 100%.
Mm.
So yeah, that night, that corner, before they put all the tape up, like when they took my baby away in the ambulance, I knew my baby was gone.
We feel it.
My husband knew she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I turned and they had to come and find me. My husband and my other two kids, they had left to get in the car to go to the hospital. I had passed out. I didn't know where nobody was at, but
Mm.
they ended up coming to find me and went to the hospital. But I thank God for my community. When I say they
Mm-hmm.
came,
Mm-hmm.
my friends, my family, they came. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the support was so real, and to this day I still receive a ton of support from
Mm-hmm.
everybody, her school, her high school. She graduated from her job corps. Everybody,
Mm-hmm.
they still, they check up on the Harmons. They see how we're doing. They send messages, all the way from the BBC. We got Stacey Dooley, who did a documentary on her story. They was so into our lives. They became like family to us. So they always checking on us, and they'll call, and see how things going. With Jessica, it's just they did a story. It's called the Ripple Effect, and it
Mm-hmm.
didn't
I
dawn
saw it.
on me, and we were part of it. And the ripple effect really, and like I said, when that happens, it trickles all the way down from the
Mm-hmm.
from our loved one it happened to, their children, grandchildren. It just goes like a thing of dominoes.
It does. It
Mm-hmm.
does.
It hits each and every last. person connects to that person. It just,
Mhm.
and when you think you're going through, and they got some
Oh
siblings,
yes.
they forget about the siblings, and they have it hard too. You know,
Mhm. Cause I
they
have
have
two
it
kids,
they have
two
it
more
hard.
kids.
Yeah, they have it hard too. No, not just the
Yeah.
parents and the
Yeah.
grandparents, the kids, the children, the grandchildren. They have it hard. That's why I don't understand. How comfortable they have gotten with just walking up, ending somebody's life.
So another
But see,
issue,
hmm
I'm learning that I've been doing. I've been doing my background check on. I get everybody wants to be concealed to carry,
Yes,
but concealed to
mm,
carry doesn't give you the right to kill.
mm-mm.
that's right.
It's
And then when they was giving these concealed to carries out, they was doing it during COVID. It's a lot. I know some murderers, real murderers, for real, that are concealed to carry now. Why? Why?
if they don't have a background, if they never got
They have
caught,
a background, serve
if
time in
they
jail.
right, if they haven't got caught for no violent crime like murder
Mm,
and stuff, like drugs, they don't really
yeah,
consider that as
yeah.
a violent crime. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But like rape or domestic batteries and all that assault
Hmm.
stuff, no, those things is the red flag for
Yes.
the conceal and
Yeah.
carry.
Mm.
They'll stop it. But you can have a guy crazy as a Betsy, but he been able to get
Yep. That's the
beat that
system.
Get
system.
around the
I ain't
system.
never been to jail, but you know what I'm
But you
talking
been
about.
in
But
the
here's a
institution
They
before.
out there.
But you didn't.
mhm.
But it is just getting real out here, And by me working in
And
the
they don't need
hospital,
conceal and carry no more.
man,
Cause
they
they
don't,
they
cause
making them. They got the ghost guns now. They don't
they
need no
got,
conceal and
man,
carry.
it's real out here. I mean, I ain't arguing with nobody. And I ain't no
Military
punk. Look,
style.
and I ain't no punk, but you won,
Yeah, you
cause
pick your right. You pick your
no.
battles wisely these
Oh
days.
no. Nowadays I tell
Now,
my two.
it's jacked up,
I'm
you guys. Do you know? And I don't know if you ladies know this, but those switches and those silencers and stuff, those are city ordinance violations. So when young people get caught with those things, we think, oh, they booked, they get a fine.
Yeah.
But you know what? That was
Yeah.
then. That was then.
No,
But
that's
see
good
now,
now. My son,
right?
just got caught. Like literally, he caught the case, like July 26th, and
Hmm.
Hmm.
we went. His first court date was October 6th, and he got probation, and all he had to pay was a fine
And who
for
was
the
in
for
office?
the for the clip and the silencer.
And
Now who
guess
was
who?
this?
And guess who was in office?
Was that Kim Fox?
Of
Yes, ma'am.
course.
Okay,
See
okay,
now,
that was
if you go back,
crazy.
the new state's attorney,
You
she
going to
pushing,
jail.
she going to jail. She pushing for life.
Yeah, you going for
For
life.
them switch,
Yeah.
you get. She handed, and she said it. That was one of her main things
Good,
on her campaign was
good,
those switches, those altered weapons, and getting
Hmm.
those three strike fellas and people that's
Yeah.
constantly
Yeah.
in and out of jail, doing
yes,
getting out and doing something, getting out, doing something, getting out, doing something. She's not playing with them.
good,
She
Mm.
she
I'm gonna have
she
to go
she
see her.
literally. I
yes,
read today, like, they were trying to end the complete house arrest monitoring, right? Because
Hmm.
the Cook County Sheriff, you got Cook County Sheriffs out here on the street policing literally to help these CPD, because they seem not to know what going on in their
Hmm.
neighborhoods and they beats,
Hmm.
and they
Hmm.
shorthanded or whatever the case may be. But
Hmm.
so they were talking about like doing away with the house arrest or whatever. You know, I I wouldn't give a murderer or a rapist no house arrest by
How's
no means. No
that don't
means.
make sense.
no,
Or somebody that's doing some domestic, I wouldn't do that. But what she said, that today I read, she said that if um her office, she had told all of her attorneys, when they go in front of any them judges, and one of them in particular, that object to home monitoring, nobody's
Mm-hmm.
getting it. They
So
sit their ass in jail.
yeah, because there's so many
Because
that's
she
been
said,
out
first of
here.
all,
Yeah.
they can't even monitor it. They don't even have enough staff to keep up with these people.
And what about
It's
those
so
Mm-hmm.
many
that be
people
on
out
home
on high.
monitoring that be shooting and killing people? Cause people be
Yeah,
Yeah.
on home monitoring killing folks.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what she said. She said they actually need an additional 150 something employees
Mm-hmm.
To handle that.
to take to watch to help with that program, and they don't have the staff. So other than that, not like no,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
don't
that's
blame them
bad. That's
because
Yeah.
bad.
who's watching them?
Yeah.
Baby,
Who is watching
nobody.
them?
The
And I've been
inmates is
seeing on
running their
TikTok, and they've been
lives.
making videos and the shit going off, and they getting their feet done, and they in the club. Hell, they be on the bus and they shit be going off.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They
And don't
making
care.
music
And
videos
like
with the house
I don't
arrest
know how
bands.
many migrants had them on, and
Yes.
they wasn't ashamed to show me this
No.
or something. I
But
said,
how
"That's
is that
that."
They had
possible
the
when they
money. They
need a
was gonna get y'all
house?
stealing. Right, right.
They need a house to
They had
have
them
that.
See,
they had them on monitoring. I don't know if it was just the one with the GPS so they'll know where they at, because they do that with the domestic violence cases too. When
Hmm.
but your
someone get
bus gotta be plugged in somewhere, right?
No,
not
the
now,
way the new
not
ones,
now.
nah,
They
the
don't
new
have no
ones,
boxes.
nah.
Oh, they
You can.
don't?
It's like it's so thick and big. Like I seen someone with it
Girl,
on
you
them on their
it talks.
leg.
Look,
Yeah,
it talks and everything, Fred.
yeah,
They
yeah.
could talk to them
Oh,
They can
through the
talk to
damn.
you on the thing. Yeah.
no.
Yes.
Baby, I ain't even been around a person with no house arrest. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah, it's
telling you, I done
new.
heard it
Unless
go
you
I
off
got
on
seen
the
house
it.
bus.
arrest, they
I
got
done
a
heard it go
box
off
in
on the
your
bus.
house.
They was like, "What are you doing outside?"
That
I'm
is
driving. I want to get
crazy.
I
What
still
are you
say,
doing? They like, I gotta go. I gotta go to court. So. What are you doing outside? You didn't get, permission to go to court or blah 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 blah. Girl, that shit. So when I said, "Oh, they
The
gonna be waiting
man
for
is
his ass when he
talking
do get to court." Yeah,
the blood of Jesus. Oh my God.
yeah. But Chicago,
and that's the thing. The old ones, they couldn't tell where they was
hmm,
at.
hmm,
But now the
hmm.
new ones got GPS, so
And
they
then the
know,
towers, the
they can
cell phone.
pinpoint
Hmm.
exactly
Hmm.
where they at.
Yeah,
But see,
the
they need to go
towers.
back to the old ones because that old one, baby, you go past a certain length and shit, they
It's
come
going
and
off.
get your
Guess what?
ass.
They
Yeah,
sure coming up and snatching
man, they
that box
coming
up out
up.
them.
What you mean? They gonna be there in 10 minutes.
They come
They
and get
come,
you.
and see that's the thing. See, they don't have the staff now.
Yeah, a
Like
lot of stuff changed.
a lot of these jobs that goes for like the post office, a lot of these
Mm,
hospital with the nurses. It goes
mm.
for the CPS, like the bus
Understaffed.
drivers. They're understaffed because when we were in high school getting ready to come out, we couldn't come out and get those jobs.
Hmm.
We couldn't,
Hmm.
even though we might have wanted them, those jobs were sold up.
You
Them
had to
Yep.
wait
people
till
wasn't
somebody retired.
the turnover rate was so low.
Hmm.
Like you, Fred, you might, because you was in the service, you might have a little more
Hmm.
But
leeway
you
to
still be
it.
having to, you used to have to wait till somebody retired. Like
Right,
literally,
exactly.
somebody
And
got to
see,
retire before they let
they
your butt
didn't
up in there.
think in advance. They didn't think 20 years in advance. Okay, now in 20 years, these
What
people
we
gonna
gonna do after
have
that?
20,
Yep.
30 years. We finna lose over 10,000 people in this one
Hmm.
company. So what we gonna do? So like now they hiring anybody.
That's
Yeah,
what
And the
happened at my
police
job.
and they can't keep police staff. And it's crazy. Those are, I know you gotta start somewhere.
yeah,
But Ariana, the young lady, the little police officer who got killed
yeah.
Mhm.
for a little money to go have a fucking barbecue, excuse my
Barbecue.
language, when
Right.
she got off work. I did a bus shuttle for the police officers and the cadets. And when we went over there to the training center to pick them up, it was like I was on a yellow bus going to Brookfield or the Shed Aquarium. They were babies. They were so young. I mean, you could they they
Mm,
demeanor and stuff, they was, they was just so like, I'm
no
like, oh, I hope they're
experience.
not like that on the street, because y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for the West Side. Y'all not ready for Inglewood. Yeah,
That
it
part.
ain't too many places y'all could really go in the city of Chicago and not be on y'all P's and Q's. And you see what's
Mm-hmm.
happening. All the ones that's getting shot in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
In their 20s.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It was
They
some
don't have
rotten.
enough experience to even be on the streets yet. To
Well,
be honest with you,
when they
that's why
start
they
messing with the
shooting.
police officer, when they start messing with the police structure and taking a lot of rights away, because I know they a lot of them abuse their rights and shit like that.
Mm,
But when they start taking their powers away and say, "Oh, you
can't
can't
do
chase
this.
them, you can't
Mm,
do this, you can't do that," okay, so now they could do what the hell they really want. Cause
yeah,
guess what? Police ain't chase me.
they ain't chasing
He
them no
running.
more.
He running. You can't chase him. You see videos. Why you chasing him? He running. All kind of shit like that. It's
Mm,
just crazy how it's like they set it up
that part.
for us,
Yeah.
and
That part. That
it's messed
part.
up.
And that's
It's
what
really messed up.
that's what they not understanding. They set it up for you fools to kill each other.
Yeah.
They thought they had every drug in the city of Chicago, and that still didn't knock us off the map. But
And you
now
know
they
what?
found the one thing to do, and that's to kill. They
Kill each
give them
other.
guns. They'll kill each other.
Yep.
These
Yep.
kids, these videos, it's
Mhm.
so easy. My grandmama said, killing a person, that leaves something on your mind. You can't
Man,
sleep or rest. So these kids, and you got to think they
guess
on
what?
drugs.
And guess what?
I call them
Mind
mind
altering.
changing drugs.
Yes.
They messing with their minds,
They are.
and they don't have a conscience. Like, you gotta have
That's
some
what I
type
was
of
just about to get
conscience.
at.
You
But
don't
My
have a
mother,
you got no
conscience.
coping skills.
my
The system set us up for failure.
Yeah, it did.
yeah.
That's up for failure because 20 years ago they came into
Mm,
schools somebody you can't whoop your kids, you can't do
mm-hmm.
Okay.
this, right? So then your kid going to school and they're telling your kid, we're mandated reporters. If anything is going on in the home,
Oh
let us
yes,
Yeah,
know,
let us
right?
know.
Right. So now,
I
see,
wish
now you
man
can't
would.
whoop. So now you can't whoop them, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so now what the government has done has empowered these children,
Mm-hmm.
and so now combine that with the fact that everything that they watch is negative. Every video, music video on YouTube, they that
They
drill
get a
music, they
thrill out
bump
of
the
it.
TikTok.
chops and woo 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 woo, right?
They get a
The
thrill out of
drugs,
it.
and you know, and it's all garbage in though. So now you got a bunch of kids who ain't never got their ass whooped, right, by their
Mm,
parents. See,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
we got coping skills because we got whoopings. And
mm.
Mm-hmm.
we get to crying. Your
Well,
mama
my
say,
kids
shut up
got
before I give you
You better
something to
shut.
cry
Don't
about.
cry about.
chastised.
Okay,
Mm.
that's your
Right.
kids, but we talking about kids
And
in general. The
yeah.
world ain't what they it ain't happening because if it was
Cause
happening,
see,
it
your
wouldn't
mama
be
could have
14,
whooped my
15
ass, and
years
your
old
mama
down
could
to
have whooped
down.
my ass when I
I
did
swear,
something wrong.
baby, they
I
better not
mean,
say my
door
grandmama
neighbor could
nothing.
whoop your ass. Coming up now, them parents they could see their kids doing shit wrong, bullying kids, doing all kinds of shit.
And we be not my
You
child.
ain't gonna touch my kid.
And
I'm
be
gonna
ready
fight.
to fight.
What
Look
you
at the
say?
I
takeover,
tell you
but
what.
look at the takeover Chicago. I raised 3 kids.
How
I'm
they
not
don't
finna
know where all
ask.
them kids
You
at? And they
first
sit
off,
up
I ain't
there and
calling man kid
they
out
not
birth.
raising these damn
Hold
kids.
on. Yeah,
See the
exactly.
grandmas is dead.
Cause
That
see, you
part.
can't whoop them. See, here you go. So
No,
what
I can
happened?
whoop mine.
See, you can whoop yours, but you can't whoop them, right? Because see, I whooped mine and I wound up in jail, and I got a domestic battery case right now
Yeah, I'm
that's
gonna take my
And I know some
charge.
people. I know some
I
people who
took my
did
I'm
that
charge
too.
too. I took
Yeah,
my charge too.
it's
And my
well
daughter
worth
is
it
out
because
gaining
guess
citizenship,
what?
but at the end of the day,
hmm.
everybody ain't taking it. Everybody can't afford that because if I
Yeah,
worked at Family Dollar and I had 4 children,
yeah.
I would have had to eat that bullshit she was throwing at me. Because I couldn't
Uh-huh.
Mm,
afford to lose my job. I couldn't afford to miss those days and all of
mm.
that.
Right.
God bless me. I had a support system, so I kicked her motherfucking ass.
That
But
And
part.
and I caught the case though. But what I'm telling you is, see, By me being a veteran, God bless me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody don't have that situation. Then
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
got these kids who know
Yeah.
that their parents is in a band, know that they mama got to go to work.
Uh-huh.
You
They
understand what I'm
can't
saying?
do
No, she
mm-hmm.
can't kick their ass. And then as soon as they turn 14, 15, they start smelling themselves, right? And now as
Hmm.
a parent, you can't kick their ass, you can't put them out and woo woo woo. See, I'm like you, Fredricka. I'm gonna kick your ass and I'm gonna deal with the system later. But every parent does not have that luxury. You
But what I'm
understand?
saying
We
is,
got
See,
even
some
with the
fucked up
kids,
ass
but
kids.
even with the kids at this takeover stuff, see, my issue with that is, I probably no kid. One, where you at? My kids know I come where they at. I'm embarrassing you right where you stand. I'm not finna. I don't play them type of games. My kids don't have curfew because when they get out of school, they knew to come straight home. You don't go out my door. You got chores to do, homework to do, eat your food. Like it's just baffling. Like
well,
I don't know
you
where the
know why?
parents. Well, you know where I know where the parents said they
You
paying
know
for
why?
BBLs and
No, no, no. You know why,
I ain't gonna
Fred?
say that. Yes, ma'am.
Fred, you know why? Because okay, this I'm gonna break it down. When we was growing up, our parents, like they said, took a village, and our village was pretty strong. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't care, if they was drunks or crackheads. They
Whatever.
stood on business. If they ain't care, they see your ass doing something you had no business. I
They
don't care if they were drunk or
they
sober.
knocking on that door.
They gonna let your mama know, your daddy know, or they gonna even let your ass know. Hey, you supposed to be here. You better get your ass from over
Mm-hmm.
here. You better get. Or then they gonna tell
Mm-hmm.
your parent.
Hmm.
But see, after our generation, start growing
That
up,
was
like
it.
that's when the babies start having babies, like in our era. So that's what they start saying.
Mm-hmm.
Babies having babies, as a teenager. I was a teen mom at 17. But they say babies having babies. So when the babies start having babies, the mamas, the grandmamas was raising them.
Mm-hmm.
The daddies wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really claiming them. Some they did, some they didn't, whatever the case may be. But it was grandma. Grandma was raising them babies. Okay, now grandma raising them babies. All right, now
Mm-hmm.
them kids grown. They got some kids. So the grandma raising them kids. All right, now grandma can't raise no more.
Cause
And
she
guess who
tired.
Mm-hmm.
the kids that them the kids? Our kids, them the motherfuckers that's out here right now that's tearing this fucking city up
Oh
like you
yeah.
ain't have no tomorrow because they don't have no guidance, no conscience, no nothing. Excuse me. And what my mom always told me and my sisters growing up, and she's like, I don't care. She said, always be afraid of a person who don't
Mm-hmm.
have a conscience.
Mm-hmm.
And when we asked her what that
Nothing to
means,
lose.
what she meant, she said, and she broke it down to us. She like, hey, a person without a conscience could go out there and kill somebody. And that's what she used, that example. Go out there and kill somebody, come home, sit down, eat dinner, a bowl of ice cream, like ain't shit happen.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
I was a young girl, and I'm like, damn, I was like, I ain't gonna never run into nobody like that.
That's what
And
I
I'll
used
be
to.
damn, and I'll be damn. I did.
It's okay.
you know and you look, you see it every day. These people don't have conscience. You got these little babies, 10 and 11 years old, out here running up on hardworking men and women,
With
robbing
guns.
them with
Yeah.
guns and stuff. That's the saddest thing ever.
But
It's
you
the
got
set
to
up
be
by the
like,
government. I'm telling you, we've been set up. You got
yeah, yeah.
when they
And
told us we
see,
couldn't whoop our kids, man,
That
they
was
yeah,
it.
fucked up. Because now these
and
kids
see,
don't have no coping skills. As soon as they have one fight and lose, they got one fight.
they can't fight. They
They
can't
got
fight.
because they too
These
busy
niggas don't know how to
social
fight.
media, man. They don't know how to fight because when we was kids, we was outside, we played every day, we fought each other and we played
And
like
was friends the next day, or the
they're not
same
doing
day,
that.
played in
They
the
don't have
mud,
no
made up
social
games.
skills. They don't have no social skills. So
Yeah.
we have one fight, and now you got to
They
fight.
too
Oh, yeah,
damn
okay. Now
emo.
you now
They
it's
too.
to the cause
They
cause
too damn
they pride,
emotional.
they pride.
They ain't
They
got
don't
no
want their
coping skills.
homeboy,
They ain't never had their ass whooped. They ain't
and
never.
see now they recording the fight, so now the world finna see
Yes.
you get your ass whooped. Okay,
Yes.
I got my ass whooped, so what? But see, back in the days they said it was done and over with.
Yes.
And
Nah.
then you had the drugs. They tried to do the drug thing with us, right? They they
Mm-hmm.
they did their little thing, they dropped us shit off. They thought that the black people was gonna become uh
Addicted.
addicted like they like by the masses. They didn't know the black people go take that and turn that shit into multi-billion-dollar
Profit.
business.
That part.
And when
Profit.
they
And when
they
they
they they,
kids got
they,
on the
they, and they
cocaine
until they
highway,
start seeing that money, and then they didn't bother the black people until them white people started ODing. Just like
Yeah.
now,
yes,
they just
Yeah.
started bothering
Yeah.
them until
Yeah.
to the crystal meth came and the opioids hit the high schools and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Say
now,
now.
okay, now they want to put Narcan all over the place
yep,
and over the counter. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
they didn't
Mm-hmm.
put Narcan out there when crack and dope, regular dope was out there
Really
when they were
wasn't.
yeah, when they were just stepping on them with the no dos and shit
Yep. And the
Hmm.
dormants, yep.
and the
Hmm.
dormants, they was but yeah, that's what I meant. The dormants when they was putting that on there, they weren't giving out Narcans. Then they didn't care about nobody ODing because they wanted it to happen.
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
But
it was
see,
happening to
them brothers
us.
started getting rich off of it.
See, but it was
Yeah.
happening to us, so they didn't care. See, they was happy as
Oh,
long as we were dying.
yeah.
Yeah.
When they started dying,
It's a
Mhm.
problem.
that's when it became a problem. See, it was okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
we
it
dying.
did.
That's just like right now. It's okay for them that we're killing each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let some of ours start going over there to their neighborhoods and start killing.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
it's
all here
almost
tell the
gonna
captain.
change.
It's
But
gonna be
see,
the biggest
Change.
train where let
Oh
the
yeah,
guns fall into their hands.
but
yeah.
see,
And
you
they
know what I
so they
like.
kill in a different way. When they little
But
boys
you know
and
what?
girls go kill, they kill by 20 and 30.
I blame Cook County though, cause you
Yeah,
can't
Cook
carry that
County
shit to
messed up.
DuPage. You can't carry that shit to
Yes.
DuPage
What you
County.
said, or
Yes.
will.
Oh
And we
yeah.
right next door. You can't take that shit to DuPage.
Hmm.
Cause they gonna make a motherfucking example out your ass. They got 99.9% conviction rate.
Conviction rate.
Yes.
And they
Yes.
had that for how long, Fred? That
Baby.
y'all,
Been a
how
few
long they
They
had
had
years.
that
that
bitch?
thing in
Years.
Oak Brook.
Years.
Okay.
Years. Years. They don't play.
They don't care. They don't care petty theft or whatever. They getting a
Nothing.
conviction
You
out
going
your
to
ass.
jail.
But let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Cook County is such the joke. Look,
You going to jail.
Cook County is such a
Yeah.
joke. I have family in other states, and I have a cousin that work in the state's attorney office, and they
Hmm.
say Cook County is the laughing. They just laugh at them. They just
Yeah. They
amazed to
do
see.
the judicial system because
We just don't. I don't know what the problem is.
they
The
they
judge is
don't
getting
care.
that too
These
damn
mugs
long.
living better in jail than they are on these streets. That's why they
Yeah,
don't mind going back. They can
yeah,
use cell
Did you
phone,
see the
internet
inmate
now.
with all the Jordans
Uh
and the fresh
They
yes.
got shoes and shit,
Girl,
cell
and
phones.
And they
They
get high
comfortable in there.
now.
But
Look, they
that's
get
why I
high.
say if you got somebody that always want to constantly keep going to fucking jail, they got a girlfriend in
Question
there.
that.
they got a
That part.
boyfriend
I
in there.
said that a
They
boyfriend.
got a boy. No,
Yeah.
that's their girlfriend.
Yep.
They
Yeah,
boyfriend. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Cause
Yes.
ain't no
yeah.
way you that comfortable living in
To
that
go to jail.
And keep
Hmm.
small
going
that
back.
5 by 5 7 whatever the size it is. And
Share in the
that
bathroom.
Girl, and keep going back. Like, how do you
I
keep
mean,
Share in the
just keep going
going back
and
there?
bathroom.
bragging. And the first thing, all they done come so immune and so accustomed to free this and rest in peace. They done made funerals so commercialized
Yes.
now. You can't even
Yes.
mourn the dead because
Mm, mm,
it's so
mm.
commercialized. It's unbelievable.
Baby.
They
It's like
making life a
I like a
joke.
show. It's
It
like a
is.
show in a way. I'm like, what is going on here? You
Yeah.
know,
Chicago.
it's like like this is what y'all supposed to how y'all supposed to be happy and living and getting together before
That
this
part.
happened.
See, and that's
And
my big thing. Like, a lot of I've seen a lot of people pass away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people won't even speak to these people while they alive. And then as
Uh-uh.
soon
mm,
as they die, now y'all flooding social media.
Mm.
Where was
mhm.
y'all at when I was sick? And where was y'all at when my
Wouldn't
mama was
bring you a glass
moving?
of
And
water.
where was y'all
Mm.
at? You know what I
Wouldn't
mean?
speak.
Baby, that's the craziest thing ever.
But
It's
see,
the
that's the problem with social
Then
media.
they go
They
back.
have
Oh, you
made
just texted me. You just
and then
texted me, girl.
screenshot it
You
and
just
share it.
called
no,
me.
no, they're showing the actual funeral casket on the damn social media. I'm like, I have to stay away from social media because honestly, it's a trigger. Like
Yeah.
certain things,
Oh yeah.
I have to stay
Yeah.
away because it triggered me. Like Lord, give me strength. Who,
And
what
once you learn
person?
your triggers, you'll be fine.
I'm learning them now. So because I
And
really shut
and
the
and
world out for real.
and
Like
I
I don't
yeah,
be
you do
bothered with
that.
a
I
lot of
did it too
people.
for 2 years
Yeah.
until I went and
Sometimes you
got me
have
some
to.
help. And that's one of the things I tell each and every, and I get it to this day. And I love my Dr. Kelly. He's the greatest. But
Hmm.
I tell each, and Dr. Fosco, I those my two favorite people that keep me and these other six bitches in my head in line. But I tell you like this.
That part.
Do
Tiffany,
you know
why?
seeing, see, people get shit misconstrued about people
Mm,
that go and get help and seek therapy. Okay, yeah, you not, that don't mean you crazy. That don't mean you crazy at all. But guess
mm,
what? Don't go get it and see how crazy the fuck you gonna be.
mm.
Don't go get it. Don't go
Man.
Now
get you none.
I'm already in the works of that now because I know because
When I say it
I feel
helps, it
sorry
really
for the
do.
yeah, because by me losing a child the way I did, it's like really, and then I have to deal with the world. Then I
Yeah,
had to
it
deal
really
with the
helps.
negative. I had to deal with the negatives.
Hmm.
I had to deal with I didn't hear her comments. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I didn't heard people say negative stuff about my son. But
All the time. You're
I
gonna
just said
hear it.
I just I learned I really I'm good at shutting people out anyway. But
And
now it's
that's
at an
only to
all
get to
time
you,
high.
because he
Yeah,
can't hear it no more. That's only to get to you,
yeah.
because he can't hear it no more. But guess what? Like I said, it was our day before.
Hmm.
Hey,
You could be
long as you
there
got breath in
tomorrow
there.
That's
And
right.
for sure.
and when
Hmm.
you when you see, that was my thing. I didn't even know. My mama told me I had turned mean. They already say I'm mean, but I turned so mean. It shit affected my
Plum do
marriage,
not
my
play,
kids,
Lord.
everybody. I mean, I didn't
Nah,
like
she a
going I
sweetheart.
didn't like going in the stores. It felt like I had a sign on top of my motherfucking head, like, yeah, this Ashley mom is the one got killed. Shot it. It
Mm,
like I was wearing that sign on my head wherever I went. So I tried to avoid like crowds and shit, and
me
like
too.
going in the store and people say
Me
something, I
too.
snapping every time you turn around. Mom was like, "You need to just go get you some help." I don't need no help. And I was sitting at work one day, like pissed me off. I wanted to go over there and just black. I almost blacked out and just went and put
you,
my motherfucking
you be
hands
looking
around my
for
neck.
somebody. You be looking for
And
somebody to
I
please
had to
take
go.
that
I'm like, I gotta go
anger
home.
out
I was sitting
on.
at my desk. I said, I gotta get up out of here. I said,
Hmm.
and my next that EAP program. I said, oh yeah, yeah. That was my first time. I said, I utilized it, and that's when
Nah,
I knew. I
I'm
said,
doing it
yeah,
with
the
my
look that
job.
those
Mhm.
little therapy, they do okay, but I had to go see full blown head
That's
doctor.
me. I
I
need a
do some,
full
Yeah.
and
blown.
I love them, because you won't hear the shit again. You can be yourself and you can say what the hell you want to,
There
and
you go.
exactly how you want
Hmm.
to, and you won't hear it again. I could tell my
Hmm.
sister some shit. That motherfucker, she gonna go and tell it again to everybody else. A friend, she might not tell all of it, but she might
But you
tell
gonna tell
some
a
of it.
They gonna tell
percentage.
something.
But
Yeah.
I tell any and everybody,
Yeah.
it's not nothing wrong with seeking help and coping,
Hmm.
because with me going to get that help, I learned to live and grieve
Hmm.
and not live grieving.
Yeah.
That's my
It's a big
problem.
difference.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cause I
It's a
shut
big difference,
everybody.
because you know what? Let me say this for one thing, and it
Hmm.
stayed on my mind, so heavy just a couple of days, you know, and I'm like, I had to stop running to the cemetery, because see, my mother-in-law was there first, then my daughter, and then my niece, then my mother, and then my brother-in-law,
Hmm.
and all of them right there together. So if I go for my daughter, I gotta
Gotta go
walk
see
across
everybody
my
else.
mama. I gotta walk over by my mother-in-law. I can't avoid none of this shit. I like, Lord, I can't do this. And it's not supposed I'm not supposed to. Cause you know why? That's their resting place. He said, leave
Mhm.
them alone. And that's why I don't
Mhm.
go like that. He said, leave them alone. And you know what? It makes sense. That's their
Mm.
resting place. How you expect them to rest? You over there weeping and crying and hollering all the goddamn time. I mean, okay. It's
Well,
all right to go.
I haven't
It's
been
all
to
right
the
to go. But if
cemetery
you
at
can't
all.
handle it,
You
it's
haven't.
if you can't
Yeah.
handle it.
I went one time. I went when they buried my son, but I haven't been back because see the thing with when my son passed, my father passed first. Then my son
Oh,
passed. Then my brother passed. Then
Lord.
my grandmother. I had four funerals back to back. Take it back five. So I never got a chance within these 2 years to actually grieve. If that makes
Yeah,
sense to you,
but
I
that's a
just lost two
lot.
Yeah, wrote it
uncles.
down.
That's
I
a
just
lot.
lost two uncles. I just lost the uncle last like I said, Lord, I'm not finna be we gonna have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Cause these
And look, I
funerals
wrote
is
it down. Leave them alone. I swear to
yeah,
God, it
let it
came to
be.
me.
Yeah,
I
cause
had to write it
sometimes
down because he came to me just like that because I felt guilty not going. You know,
mm-mm. I
and he
haven't been
said,
back
that's
because
their resting place.
I
Leave them
feel
alone.
like I feel like even with my son, my job, I haven't accomplished what I'm supposed to do. So I feel like when I go, job is done. I
Right.
feel like because my kids and we were so close knit, like I raised my three kids to stick together.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Stick together. You see one, you sink the other two. So I feel as my job because he would do it for me. Let
Yeah.
something go wrong with me. That young man
Mm-hmm.
going high, low, all the way around. Baby, he didn't play about me. So I
I
feel
know
like
he
my
did.
job is not complete.
That's right.
I just, it's a rough road. It's hard.
And if it's breaking you, because those were some of my saddest moments because
It's
I could
hard.
go there and I could see her picture
Mhm.
on a headstone, and I can't take my baby with me. And I'm like, Lord,
That's
it's cold
hard.
out here. It's hot out here.
That's
My
hard.
baby, I need, and that shit will play in my mind and constantly, playing my mind. I'm like, this shit ain't healthy.
It
You
ain't.
know, and if people say, "Oh, you strong, clown, you strong." No, it ain't. I ain't. I'm strong.
Outside. But
I'm broken into a billion fucking pieces till I'm numb.
Mhm.
But I also know that if I wasn't gonna bury myself that day,
That's right.
Oh.
I had to get my shit together. And
Mhm.
especially now, because not only did I have two kids and a husband, I got four grandkids now. So I had to really get my shit together because bitch, you go die, go ahead right now.
Right.
Don't prolong the shit because the thing is people depending on you.
Mhm.
It's people
I'm
really
learning.
depending on you.
Yeah.
It's been
You
two
got you got to
years,
be there. You
so
still got those two. You still got those two that depend on you, and they really, really
mhm.
need you. They
And my
do.
and my twin, my London, his daughter, definitely for her because she a strong little kid. I've never seen the kid. I don't know. God got
Them
her.
be your, them kids.
Man, she
Does
ain't
the
You
nothing to
mom
play
let you
with.
see his kids? Does the mom let you see his children?
When the confrontation went down on Facebook, 'cause that's where it happened, she did make a statement that we'll never see them again, but that's because we wasn't in agreement with her foolishness, which is cool. I wouldn't even know how to handle that. Not for real.
mm-hmm. Right.
How are we gonna co-parent? Like that's a different feeling.
How would I look at you every
Right.
day?
Like that's and that was like a poke. That was a poke to me. Like you playing with me. So of course, me being who I am from the hood, like no, you probably need to find the daddy. Cause he couldn't have been
Mm-hmm.
a father. That's just how I
Right.
look
If
at
he
it. Like
did that,
I ain't
if
gonna
he
play
did
baby.
that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna play the baby mama games. I don't have to. I
And
got
you
one.
got to look at it too, because if she don't want you around them damn kids, something might be up with it anyway. She's scared they
Yeah,
might
that's
swab
yeah, yeah. That's and I think like that
her.
for real,
She's
for real.
scared.
Cause
Yeah. Yeah.
like to do what you did, you don't know the benefits you could have got if you would have kept him alive. You
Yeah.
got to be a smart woman, not a dumb woman. See, he made what, 30 something dollars an hour? Girl, that's hella
Mm-mm-mm.
five child support. You
For
wasn't
me,
thinking.
that's
She
just
wasn't thinking. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna be
I
honest
guarantee
knowing
you, when
her.
shit like that happened, it's another nigga involved, and she
Oh
thought she had it
yeah, and
all
we
under
we
control.
yeah, but we found it now. It was a passenger in the car. So if you really want to look back at the video, you probably need to look twice.
Mm.
wow.
And
It's
we did
when
hear it was another man. I mean, it's a lot of stories
you know,
behind it,
yeah, but it's
and
like
it's just sad. Like you just should have left him alone. Like it can't
don't love me
nobody
that
make
much.
me that part. Like for real, for real. Like my baby did, my baby daddy. His dad, he crazy, whatever the case may be, but nothing in the world will make me want to see something
Mm-hmm.
go wrong with him.
Me
Like,
either. Get the fuck
I
on.
just
Yes,
don't like, I'm
yes,
sorry. I
yes.
will walk away from your ass 10 times. And if you got some money, baby, it's going down. But that's just how I think. Like, it's nothing he could ever do. And he didn't piss me off 100 times, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times. You like, oh, but that's to death? Nah.
Mm-mm. Like
Nah,
I
me.
told everybody, I don't like the food they serve in jail. I done had it a couple of times. I
Me too.
don't
Girl,
Had
want to
it
go.
before. I done
was
had
only
it a couple of
9 minutes.
times too.
I'm not going
So
to jail for no man,
hmm,
not my
it ain't that
husband,
serious.
not no one man. He accused us being with none of that shit. Cause
None of
guess what?
that.
After all that said and done, you
Hmm.
in jail, and they still gonna be doing whatever they
And
do
living.
if they
Still
live. If
living.
you ain't gonna go for the gusto, just leave the
I
shit
said,
alone.
leave
Just
folks
leave it
alone.
alone. But it only be,
Cause
but you
your
know
hands
it's
gonna be in
mind
trouble.
boggling.
You
It be
gonna be in
mind.
trouble.
You be wanting to get in people's heads like, what made you do some dumb shit like that? But again, I don't
But
think
like
it.
you
I
said, it
think
had to be a nigga involved because ain't nowhere in the world
A
you gonna
good
get rid of.
man like
You're
that,
not gonna
okay,
get rid of the father of your
that was
kids.
his crib. His
a
apartment was
provider,
6. He
the
was a
provider that
provider.
at that, the one who brought home all the money.
No, a
You
young man. He was 33 when it happened. Born July 3rd. That was his crib. 1,500 a month. When we went in his apartment, I'm like, Lord have mercy. Furnished from the front to the back. He cleaned like a woman and cooked like a woman. He cleaned like a
because
woman,
that's how
cooked
he
like
was
a woman.
raised.
You understand what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
That's
room the
beautiful.
kids slept in was two TVs on. I'm saying, now wait a minute. Name right here, like, and you didn't have to work.
That was a case of I don't
Why would
want
you,
you,
a 33 year
but guess
old,
what? Ain't
and
nobody
you
else
Always
gonna
gonna
have.
ain't
have
got to
need.
work? He said, I need for her to take care of these kids.
Ooh,
And before she killed them, because he
see,
got killed at 3 something, we was on the phone, me and a coworker, she found him a 3-bedroom house. He said, I'll take it.
wow.
She didn't even know they was moving. See, I don't know what type of conversation she thought was happening, but it wasn't what you was thinking. He said, I'm gonna have to get a bigger apartment. I said, yeah, you probably do. You're adding more kids. So one of my coworkers said, well, I know somewhere where it's a 3-bedroom and I could get them in there and it's cheap. He like, cool. So she didn't even know when she walked in with the from wherever she was at. It's a story, but before the where you was at,
Hmm.
he just found a 3-bedroom for them. So they could do the phone records. We was on the
That's
phone.
crazy.
It's a lot that can actually take place that they
Yeah.
didn't investigate. And for the record, I ain't never had a problem with her.
Wow.
Because it was
Don't
said,
stop,
it was
Fred.
said,
Don't
no,
stop.
for real, it was said I didn't like her. And I didn't have a problem with her. Because as a mother, I can't dictate who my kids date.
There you go.
That's something because I learned, baby, I want you on your own, first off. I don't want you living with me for the rest of your life. But
Fred. Right.
I didn't have a problem with this young lady. And it's like, oh my God. Like, really? We didn't have conversations. Well, I didn't have conversations. I don't know if she was listening, but I'm just not that type of person. And also for the young lady that recorded it, if she ever seen this live, I thank you. I would love to give that girl 101 hugs. Because when my son was killed, when I got on Lakeshore Drive, let me tell y'all, it took 20 cabs. And they wouldn't put me in the cab. I'm like, what the, y'all the cab people. But when the one finally did, I said he gone. My cousin on the phone, Fred, don't say that. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, he gone. Everybody, they feel like the mothers be so delusional. But when it
You know,
happened, when I hung up from him the last time, because I think my daughter talked to him, I talked to him because the girl came in a rage. We have all that. So I'm telling him, well, don't argue. He like, Mom, I'm straight. I ain't gonna light smoke his weed. He like, man, I ain't finna argue with her. She said she
that's
leaving
not a
it in.
crime.
Right.
Right. And we have visual of all of this. So I got to the second shift because anybody know I work and I did a double. But something came over me and I took off running out the hospital. I said, I got to go. They like, Fred, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. So as I'm trying to get a cat, because I'm trying to get to him, because something say, Fred, something not right. And it wasn't him because he was calm. But I
Right.
didn't know that was his goodbyes. See, we all talk to him in a period. And I had to learn, Fred, that was his goodbyes. He was calm. He was humble. He wasn't, it was like, I don't know if he felt like something was going to happen, but I did. But when I got on Lakeshore Drive, something hit me. I said, he gone. And when I got to the university, that's when they told us. Well, when I got there, they pronounced him deceased. So, yeah,
So
it's a
she
lot
didn't. So she didn't. So they saying they can't identify her
because when the
because she
video,
wait because of the video, but she is the it was a domestic disturbance. Now which the fuck
no,
is it?
what happened? Well, what happened? Um, with the recording, the back of the building, he stayed on the third floor, so he
Mm-hmm.
came down to get his weed. Be put it out there how it was. She drove around. So when you see the car, if she drove around, and when she drove around, she jumped out, and that's when the original video he was like startled, like he turned around, like damn, she right here. So she was covered in hoodie. The young lady actually thought it was a guy. She didn't think it was a female. She thought that was a dude. And the only way she was able to identify her as a woman is because her hood fell off her head. So how we knew is because I guess she went up the stairs in the house, and by the time she got down, the police was there. Because a spot shooter, when it go off, they
Mm-hmm.
come. So it led, I guess, whoever was out there told, what happened. I didn't know where he got killed at.
So when he came
She ran
downstairs
upstairs after she shot him.
and he
Yeah.
came back up, okay.
No, he never
That
made
I
it.
want. That's what I wanted to know.
No, no, no.
She
It
didn't go
wasn't,
back up to the
it
apartment.
wasn't, she went to the apartment, but it wasn't like they were fighting. If that makes sense to you.
Right.
It
That's what
wasn't,
I'm. No, what I'm
yeah,
saying is, after she shot him, did she take her ass back
yeah,
upstairs?
yes, ma'am.
So they see her on camera going back in that apartment,
I have it.
and
Okay.
they don't have enough evidence, huh?
Baby,
With
listen
with
here.
with the with the video of the young lady
I'm gonna say it
in the
again.
that's bullshit.
Okay. Listen, I call
That's
bullshit too.
bullshit.
I'm with you,
I mean,
Plum.
you gotta look
Now,
at stuff like you gotta look at it
That's what
like
I'm trying to
this.
say. I'm thinking she
If
ran
there's
away
a
or something.
no, if there's a spot, the spot shooter in the recording is what really got her caught. Just when you shoot right there, the spot shooter, it goes off. Whoever was recording, I don't know who in the world would be in the window recording stuff, but she
Mhm.
recorded it. So the recording and the jump back in her car, I honestly say if that spot shooter went off and the people wasn't able to say a person went that way or have it went because I wasn't there, she might have would have got away with it. Who knows? I mean, where in her mind she thinking she got away with something.
Right.
It's a
Oh hell
lot.
no,
It's a lot. It's
man,
a lot
man,
to
man.
this
Yeah.
case.
Yeah,
Yeah. You definitely
exactly.
got to
And
go see that new
you
Stacy
got to go
Thomas
see her. You got to
baby.
go see that new Stacey
Yeah,
Thomas,
yeah.
and you
I'm
make
gonna have
sure
to
you bring up
yeah,
because
I'm gonna go
see
to my off
he
day.
fucked up that and take get the you get them detectives
It was
off of
one.
his case because he done lied already. Say he been up there to
Man,
J apartment and he didn't
he
fucking go.
lied so much
Mhm.
to through the whole thing. Like when the
So then
video when
that could
we
be the very reason the bitch ain't
That
charged.
part. Yeah, girl.
yeah, because it would see what it
That's
was.
the
I guess
injustice right there.
right, that part, and then something about when they he wrote a first report. But see, we didn't get the video till a week later. And then we didn't get
Hmm.
the in-house video till 3 or 4 days later. So it's like, wait a minute. Uh-oh. It's a video? Yeah. You say you were
Mm-hmm.
in the house, right? You would have known the cameras work. You would
Yeah.
have known a lot about this case if you would have actually investigated it.
Get it like you
But
I,
they
should.
be so quick to
you could file a complaint. You could start off filing a
I
complaint on
did.
his ass.
No, I did that already. That was done a few weeks ago. Like I
Okay.
said, I have to sometimes take a break
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. That's overwhelming. I
mentally,
can
Yeah.
understand.
and then because I'm dealing with people
And
that like
physically.
yeah, I had to like step back and then I had to step up again. So, like I keep saying, in God's will, it's gonna happen. It's too
In
much
God's
there for
time.
it's too much there for it not to happen. You
That
gotta
part.
In
tell
God's
that
time.
yeah, and I always say anybody I come encounter with and I discuss this case, the first thing I say, is that legal in Chicago?
It's not.
Can I drive up and do what the hell she did and be free? Just give me
Right.
that answer.
That
You
part.
got you got to give me an answer.
Well, if that's the case, they need to free all the rest of them murderers.
That part, girl. This case, Fredricka. This case is
oh,
That's
it's
way
why
so
too
when
much.
much.
when I thought
Way
about
too
when we
much.
had our last podcast after I got
Hmm.
off the phone with Fred, I thought about it and I inboxed. I thought about your story, and
Hmm.
I'm like, cause your story sticks with me only
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
of what actually happened, the
Happened.
videos and everything. That shit sticks with me because and I get mad thinking about this motherfucker not in jail because everything is like right there, and I'm like her story got to keep being told. It got to
Yes.
keep
Hmm.
being
Yes.
told. When I reached
I
out to Fred, I'm like,
appreciate
I
it.
got somebody for you. I
Yes.
mean, because I wanted you to tell your story again and keep telling your
Yes. And
story
keep
again
telling.
till we
As
get
long as
justice
you
for
keep
Jay,
telling yours,
Ashley, and
we
a lot
got
many
to keep
others.
telling our
Yes.
stories. We have to. Y'all got to keep telling y'all stories. And I thank both of you ladies for joining me tonight. But we've been on this podcast for
I
damn near
know,
an hour
right?
and a half.
So we might have to
Getting
do this
down.
another day. And I
Oh
will
yes.
come
Oh
back.
yes.
And I
Oh yes.
will try to
Yeah, we
like
got to
reach out
follow
to
up. We
yeah, I
got to
will
follow
try to
up.
reach out to the other parents,
Yes.
because like I
Yes.
said, I think it be people social media is so judgmental. Like
Yes.
they could break you or make you. And people be scared of criticism. I ain't one of them. You can say what you want to say about me, you ain't gonna
That's
whoop me.
right.
So
That's
I
right.
really don't care. Like
Yes, me
words don't hurt me. I'm born with tough
Hmm.
skin. So,
No, we
but I
some West
think
Side girls.
yeah, I'm South Side, so but
Okay.
still, being out here since I was younger, having to survive and take care of myself.
Yes,
Out,
ma'am.
and that's another thing that's going on.
Stupid
Something my
phone.
son said before he passed. He said, "When you raised on survive, people raised on survival don't love."
They
He
don't.
sat right on my couch and said, "I was raised on love."
Yeah.
She was raised on survival. People that's
Hmm.
raised on survival would do anything to
Do
you.
anything to
Oh, yeah.
get back. He ain't
Anything to
lying.
you and anybody else. They
So
raised
I
Yeah,
just think
yes,
about the
they'll do their
positive
mama
stuff.
in.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the stuff he was saying, like he knew.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Well,
it's
when
never
part two
my
come, I'm down. Let me know so
yes,
I could
it's
join
never
in.
yeah, it's never my it's I can call I don't have control over his calling. God felt he needed him more than me. And I'm okay with God having him. I'm not I'm not mad because the first time my son got shot,
It's just a
everybody looked
way.
at. Yeah, everybody looked at me like I was maniac because I was like, it is not his time. Looked over at my son. I said, boy, wake up. He turned
Okay.
his head. I said, now breathe. And he started breathing.
Right.
But this time around, I'm like, Fred, he gone. And he left a beautiful daughter. That's my twin. That's
Yeah.
very strong. Woo, baby.
Mm-hmm.
She got some strength in her that it make me, let me get myself together because I still have my
Yeah.
days. I still
Yeah.
have
You
my
gonna
day.
have a
And
plenty
it's,
of them. They ain't going
yeah,
away.
I know. It's just the
You
way
just
he
gonna learn how to
passed.
deal with them. You just gonna
Yeah.
learn how to deal with them on a day by
Hmm.
day, minute by minute, hour by hour,
But
and
I ain't giving up. Oh, I'm
no,
not
don't
giving
never
up.
give up.
Man, we
That's
just
Don't ever
giving
give
them.
up.
We went in. We did some paperwork. We waiting for that. Um, and we have to rest because we'll be at odds with each other, especially me. Like I
Mm-hmm.
be having to like. I really like. I know with these last 2 years, I have cut myself off from the world. People I was around, I don't, because I have to stay in a safe place because
yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't want
Yes.
nobody to become the casualty
Right.
of
You have
what
to
my
protect your
mind
Mm-hmm.
is
peace. You
thinking.
protect your
Like
peace.
for real, because I have to
Yes.
protect my peace. I ain't one of them. Like for
Yes.
real, for real. I'm with the smokes.
I
Like
feel you. I
so
feel you. Fred. I feel you, Fred.
Yes.
we
Yes.
with all
Yes.
that. So
All that.
I be having to like, they didn't do it, Fred. That ain't what happened. I had to
Mm-hmm.
talk
I
myself
put that
down
down.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm really
blame the
learning.
world.
Girl,
Man, I
everybody.
swear,
Get,
Everybody.
I ain't
I'm
gonna
telling you,
lie.
minute, get the
Yes.
fuck away from me. I
Everybody.
didn't care who it was.
I
My
watched
daughter be
you
like,
on
"Mama, you
Facebook.
can't do
Yes,
that. You can't do that."
yes.
Yes.
I
Yes.
was
But
angry at the
ladies, we
world,
got to
baby.
close this
Plum
show
was on
out. We've
face.
been
No,
talking.
Plum was cutting up, baby. If you said, I said,
I
Lord,
was
I
a
hope she
mess.
liked me. So I was hard and everything. Get them,
You
Plum.
know
They
I
said it.
love.
They
You
did
know
it.
I
They
love you,
did.
Yes.
Fred.
No, I'm for real. I'm telling Mary, hell yeah, they did it to Plum. Come on my way over there. But
Girl.
I understand. Even before that happened to me, my heart went out for her. My heart really go out
Thank you. Mine to
for
you.
any
Yeah.
mother.
Yes.
My
Yes.
enemies, I just, you baby,
Who
it's
gonna
not a
raise
good
these
feeling.
kids? They killing all the daddies.
And
Hmm.
that right. They just leave
That,
all these poor babies.
yes.
Ain't
You know how many
ain't
girls
a
I
handful of
know?
baby. Ain't a
Yeah.
handful of babies got a daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, a
You know
lot
how
of
From
these
the
many
nineties,
kids ain't got no
from
mamas now, baby.
right, and then mamas
that
too. From
part.
the nineties
And
all the
I
way
know
up
some
to
kids who
now,
ain't got no mamas and daddies.
and daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got locked up, I can tell y'all. A few years ago for I didn't commit a crime, so we gonna put that out there. But when I was in there for the little short time I was in there, it was so many girls coming in for murder.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a joke.
And
Yeah.
a
And
lot
I'm
of them had
looking,
When I
BBLs
was
and
in
in
there,
I'm
it.
it was
like,
so many
yeah,
girls
and with
killed.
4 and 5 babies.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, you gotta be joking.
Pretty.
Like it was
Pretty.
out of,
Mhm.
and I'm like, for
But
murder?
now,
Girl said you
and
ain't.
not only that, now it's okay to kill your mama. Them three little bitches with the butcher
Yeah.
knives take their mama.
Yes.
And one of my coworkers go
Yes.
ask me because I posted the
Yes.
story. She gonna say, "Would you let them back in your house?"
Yeah.
That's what she
Hmm.
had asked me under
Girl,
my post. I said, "Hell no, because them bitches been dead."
Yeah.
that part. That
Cause
part.
I'm
I promise
I'm
you.
the nut
Ladies,
that's gonna get a
that's
night
all
too.
night.
And
We got to close this show out. I
okay,
will
we
be
gotta
on
go.
here
I
We
love
gotta
you,
Friday.
go.
Fred.
I love
Love you too, Tiffany.
y'all.
Thank
Thank you for
All
watching the
y'all.
right.
Culture Connects podcast.
See y'all
Tune in
later.
next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am
Oh,
your
we was
hostess,
out here
Honey,
so
and
long.
this is an Aisha Sisters production.